Good morning. Lama kuncho san la hyantsa lo. Dzogchen semchen tamchi Dzogchen Ranyak Patrul so. Ni je chenbo zo den ni mihi. Zoni mhalam chenbo nga jatap. Pekarta ngan sentu hjormadu. Domba kadran chen la sorvande. Shuomen chuji enji podone. Tuson sonji kanjo ngobani. Ronsen chukungwa satanji. Ptsawla manam la sorvande. Soson dunga chunda chich nyar somme po hiwa jala senjen tonda nyar do don chunda pamban nyon junun tatsar the soul. Again I want to remind you about bodhicitta kindness, and now in this life we are obtained the human existence, and it's quite luckily and great opportunity. And since we obtain the human existence and we receive the human education, and then it's like we settled human life. And one hand is the wonderful. Human beings is like really wonderful, extraordinary. But on the other hand, there are some lot of problems. Of course, there's such kind of Buddha. He is specifically to say we have like kind of need to remind our four rivers of the sufferings. Like born, grow up, sick, death, so on, so on. Like there's some the kind of changing process. It's not really pleasant, it's unpleasant. And also it's like not forever, not permanent, impermanent. And also it's really to research, and our consciousness is like how long traveled in this world or different in this space. We don't know in the future how long we need to travel a journey. Like sometimes they say it is endless. Like Sam a little bit in this life. For example, like if you can to roughly to calculate it, like a decade, yes, like 1 decade, 2 decade, 3 decade, it is roughly we can to see, we can to easily to realize it. But maybe yearly, start the first moment we born in this year, this land, and then until right now, it doesn't matter you are 20 years, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, until there is every year we passing by became cross. But like kind of the endless, this one old year is gone, new year start, it's become old, new year, like kind of this alternately, beginning and like this. And then we go to more deeply monthly, impossible to calculate it. Even we over the 20, 30 years, quite a lot. You need is like a really good calculate machine. And then we can go to the day or weeks, maybe days. If you are 40, 50, my age, how many days? Almost impossible to calculate it. And this is like kind of endless. And day in the like morning born and evening died. Like kind of day, night. It is endless. And it is like kind of the example, birth and death. Birth and death is also same similarity. And then we can go to more deeply ours. Then it's absolutely each hours we born be like kind of the end of the hours, the beginning of the hours we are born. Then we go to more like the second. Then maybe more big seconds. Then it's like this. We can to compare the some and the other lands. We can to human lives. Someone is 100 years old. Wow, this person's very long life. But some other like kind of some lands, maybe 1 day, 2 days, maybe 1 week. Time is different. For example, some insect, they like kind of maybe their long life is 1 day, maybe very long life, few months. Like 1 year is like in the summer, beginning of their born, the end, beginning of autumn, they die, 3 months. And most animals, more than the 10, 20, that is their life. And like this is like example how we were born and like kind of the die and born again and again. This we happy or not happy, we need to talk about or not. It is a reality. If we just say that to just ignore, I don't want to think about. When is I'm become old, when I'm die. I just like kind of don't want to concern. Yes, this is it's truth. But certainly in the moment of your old age or sick, that times you are searching for help. I'm become old. Can you help me? And begging and taking refuge into the cosmetic shop and creams, surgeries. This doesn't work properly. And they're certainly sick. And also we are taking refuge, doctor, medicines. But in the moment we need to die, also it doesn't work. And then it's like such injured, anxiety, depressed. And that moment, who can to help? Nobody's difficult. And we need strength, we need education in our minds. And also it's like same the death process start. Maybe like someone shouted to us, or maybe accidented. But that is also not very nice. Or maybe we can like someone's like received poisons. One moment is died, but really death process start. It's not very pleasant. And when we know about the death process, we have such desire attachment in this world. Maybe you have beautiful family, you have a lot of money, position, things, belonging, and difficult to leave them, but no choice. It is like the middle of the butter, like pulling out the hair. At that moment we need who can to help that moment. It is really kind of we need to manage our own self. I'm often just to say, make joke. In this my life, for me it's like my most precious is my mom. Of course, when she start death process, if possible I can to exchange. I'm no doubt I want. And it's very difficult. And to do sitting in the nearby her, to just to pray. Please, whatever there's negative or something is like a karmas, negative karmas, may ripen on me. Life or any kind of I did positive things may to ripen to my mom. Just to pray and kind of a little bit to taking care of them, impossible to stop death process. And that moment, whatever she has herself, positive or negative, she needs to deal, she needs to manage it. Exactly like this. Of course, my kindness teacher help very much. But maybe this is also kind of the temporarily. And ultimately she needs to purify it like this. When we say it's like, okay, I want to reborn in the Pure Land to help me lamas, yadams, 3 jewels. Maybe according to some devotions, we temporarily, maybe we reborn in the Pure Land, but that is like kind of give a nice condition. But we need to continue process to what we done negative things, purified. Like this. This is a kind of I'm telling to our life, our situation. And then it's like since we reborn the human existence, now we have good education and really to understand what is right or wrong. And it's like now particularly when we are enter into the Buddha's path, and it's very nicely, really it's like what is right or the wrong. We come to say it's like for our perspective, which kind of the virtue, which kind of non-virtues. This is obviously to understand. And yesterday we talking about the 10 positive, 10 negative. 10 positive, these things, extraordinary benefit, virtue, accumulation, merit. And these 10 negative actions, if we do negative, if someone's doing negative, the doing is negative, the result is negative. It's the absolute truth. Now it's like we want to more deeply to follow, and particularly we follow up the Buddha's path. We should study how it is the Buddha discovered, how he like kind of founded this path. And we should to investigate, to study more. Since we take in this path, we need to take refuge in these 3 things. This is impossible. Take refuge teacher, is Buddha. Take refuge in the path, method, which is the path, Dharma. And we're taking refuge in the helper, companion, the compassionate of the Sangha. And like this is really very much necessary, very much to study is need. And also once we obtain the human existence, we have this kind of facility, quality, great cognitions. And then it's like we want to do something in the futures. Of course, worldly, we are quite capable, doing very nicely. Of course, that someone's successful, but someone's not successful. But the secondarily, we are relying on the spiritual path. Why we are relying on the spiritual path? Maybe we will think, maybe help it us. And of course, when we enter into any kind of spiritual path, very important to analyze. And we choose in the path of the Buddhism. And when we are when we are choose this one, very important. What is the first, in the middle, the end? How I can to enter, how and to the really in the middle, how I can to practice. And then is finally the goal, the consequence is what it is. Everything's need to check out. And then no need to someone's push to you. No necessarily to proclaim, say, you must or you should. You want or not you want. That is the point. If you say, I want, it's like kind of the suggestions. You should to study very carefully. And then is you can do, okay, now it's like we are already choosing the Buddhist. Like, okay, I'm a little bit luckily born in the Buddhist country and good parents, and they give me opportunity to follow up the Buddha's teaching. And also I'm luckily met really like living Buddhas of the spiritual teachers. Then it's a little bit kind of I studied. According to that, now you say, okay, what you have experienced, you can do a little tell to us. And then it's okay, but maybe you know the better than me. And but anyway, it's our family situations. I'm telling to you the word of my perfect teacher. And we already kind of, I like a little bit explanation, the common preliminary, the 6 chapters we kind of studied. But of course my explanation is horrible, but you studied very well. Now we are like kind of the inner this extraordinary preliminary itself also 6 chapters. And like 6 chapter like included the poem. I think it's like we are first chapter and how to take refuge. And here is the fantastic description, commentary by the first Patrul Rinpoche. Then we are follow up, repeated again this text. And then there's a little bit more try to I give you explanation, details. But of course there is detail not much. It's text itself is very clearly. And you also yourself, you are intelligent, you study very well. I'm very happy. It is very important to study. And this also is like leading the 3 headings and the approach of the taking refuge, how to take refuge, the precepts and the benefit of taking refuge. We are now, it's like the 2nd chapter, how to take refuge. And yesterday, like the before to yesterday and until now, we like when you are taking refuge, it's talking about the like 3 speciality or particularly things. Motivation, you can to say the particularly of the motivation, particularly of the duration, particularly of the object of the how you are considering about the Buddha Dharma Sanghas. There is the lesser being, middle being, and like a bigger like kind of the higher beings. And now we choose these higher beings, like superior beings. They have the superior motivation and also superior durations. They take the from moment until they become the heart of the enlightenment. And also they concern particularly object, Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Sangha. And then it's like when you before take refuge, and here is the particularly extraordinary. Of course, in the suttas perspective, also sometimes there is some visualization, Buddha and Bodhisattvas, but more like kind of the front of the teacher. And here is like a specific Vajrayana's tradition, and visualization is quite very important. And this is the part of the creation stage. Yesterday is the benefit, how it is the to benefit about the if you practice the creation stage like this. Then it's like how you visualize in the front of the you about the field of the merit. You can say refugee field of the merit. There is, like yesterday said, the special wish fulfilling tree and 5 branches, who is living in the middle, front, right, behind, left. Everything was very clearly. I hope you kind of studied very well. Today we are there is a kind of your page I haven't, but anyway, it's like the lines, the paragraph, it goes like this: expressing respect with your body to prestations, expressing respect with your speech, recite the refugee prayer, expressing respect with your mind, cultivate the following thought. And this is the very important. Really, it's like kind of, it is like if you haven't got any respect or respectation, like kind of there's no expressing respect, and do not need to teach Dharma. In Tibet we say Maku Pala Chu Meshit Mana Yendung Goti say. If there's someone is like full of the arrogant, proud, there's no expressing respect, then it's like kind of the teaching doesn't work. And also even you go be the front of the Buddha Dharma Sanghas, it cannot take refuge. And therefore it's very important expressing respect with your body, kind of the bump to the other hard lever, and like kind of the expression of the body's very much respect way. And also it's like the antidote of the arrogant, you should to prestation, and also expressing the respect with your speech. Recite the like kind of the refugee prayer. In the Longchen Yinti we say consciousness with refugee prayers. Then is expressing particularly respect with your minds and cultivate the following thought. It is like this. Oh, 3 jewels, or the teachers, the source of the refugees. Like he said, the teacher and 3 jewels, whatever happens to me, like in the beginning says, like any kind of actions, any kind of happened, favorable or unfavorable, like kind of the happy or sad or sorrow, any kind of pleasant or painful, or good situation or bad situations. And whatever, I might become sick or I might become suffering, and like kind of the befell and me, any kind of, and this kind of situations, I have no other source of refuge, no protections than you, the teacher, the 3 jewels. My kind of the source of refuge is teacher, 3 jewels. My protection is the 3 jewels. You are the 3 jewels. Buddha Dharma Sangha is my only protectors, nothing else. And only the guide, Buddha Dharma Sangha, and the own root teacher, nothing else. My only kind of the shuttle and my only hopes. I want to kind of take the shuttle in you, put hope into you, and you need to guide to me. You are my only guide. And also I'm taking refuge in you. You only me protector. I don't want to any kind of the others to take shelter, put hope, or take or follow up as nothing else, only the you, three jewels and root teachers. This kind of we need to cultivate. It is very important in the mind. This is like kind of expressing respect by the mind, also recite and externally by the faith and with prestations. And also from now on until I reach the very heart of the enlightenment, the very heart of the enlightenment, become the perfect Buddhahood. And until there is, I don't want to put hope, I don't want to follow any other guys, I don't want to take refuge, any protectors, only the root teacher and the three jewels. Place all my trust and faith in you, which is the Buddha, Dharma, Sanghas. And that is like kind of the expressing respect for your by the mind. And also, and he says, I shall neither seek, like kind of seek my father's counsels. I don't want to ask to give me some consultation or to the me, like kind of give me advice. I don't want to listen to the father's counsel. Why? Because it's like father is not Buddha, not Dharma, not Sangha. I'm only, it's like my consultant or the like kind of the gift advisor is the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. And no ask my mother what to do or like kind of advice. Only I will ask to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, root teachers, give me advice, how I can to do, how I can to apply, until I become the very heart of the enlightenment. I don't want to go to under the like a kind of refuge any others, only Buddha, Dharma, Sanghas. And not decide on my own self. Of course, this kind of the expressing respect is a very important your mind is. It's like kind of the, of course, any kind of the spiritual followers, spiritual paths followers, they this kind of the decide. I don't know, we can, for example, in the West, I don't know, only the God knows it. You don't know, only the gods. Like this, we can to say, I don't know, only the by the three jewels. You don't know, only the by the three jewels. Buddha, Dharma, Sanghas. And I don't know, maybe it's like I will become happy, I will become the sorrow, I will sick, die, it doesn't matter. Everything is like kind of the, on the shoulder of the three jewels and the teachers. I'm going happy, I'm going up to happy. Also, this depends on my teacher and the three jewels. If I'm going down the hill, it also depends on the three jewels. And of course, we just to say like this, and we do it all the time, it's negative, nothing doing kind of positive. That is also not correct. And but it's like if we have this kind of expressing respect of faith devotions, then Buddha, Dharma, Sanghas, whatever they say, they teach, they like kind of give education, we should to acknowledge, we need to accept and to practice. Like in the reality, in the teaching says, and Buddha is like the best doctor, and the Dharma is the best medicine, and best nurse is your Sangha. And then it's like if we rely on these three things, we can do cure and our sickness of the defilement, the sickness of the disturbing emotions. And according to the disturbing emotions, we have such obscurations, hindrance, so on. All these things, there's this kind of sickness, pandemic, only the dispelled by these three things. Great learned, compassionate daughter of Buddha or the teacher, and the extraordinary, like kind of the medicine is the Dharma, and also it's like the best nurse is the Sanghas. And maybe may you think, now is the pandemic. Where is these three things? They cannot to killed like this. This kind of like in the temporarily. This is a wonderful thing to say. If we really to kill the inner source of the sickness, never ever have this kind of sickness. In disturbing emotions, in negative things, if we are purified, 100% never ever have any pandemic. Give you guarantee this is. But inner like kind of the sickness is not purified. This is the source of the negative, the pandemic. If there's, we are hiding in the behind, we don't know in the mind or in the behind the body, then it's like some in the conditions, it really is like kind of reactions. And this is possible. It is like this. Really to rely on the doctor of Buddha, take the medicine of Dharma. If you cool, it is like acute and inner, like really the source of this pandemic cause. Inner, there's like inconceivable sickness of the ignorant, hatred, desire, attachment, disturbing emotions. There's nothing kind of this pandemic. We all the time is like perceived without that pandemic areas. And like this, therefore we need to decide it on my own side, only follow the like kind of three jewels, the teacher them, not kind of the like wrong decide on my own self. It is a use Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, my teacher, and the three jewels that I take as my support. It is really, I'm support means I'm relying on you. I'm taking refuge in you. I'm like kind of the follow in you. And also it's like I'm like kind of taking, protect in you. And this kind of expressing respect, like kind of the world, is like we need like this. And then it's like next one is, and also it is saying, it is to you that I make my offerings, and like kind of like absolutely, what are my offerings? My body, speech, minds, belonging, virtues, everything is I'm offering to you, who is the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, included the teachers. I like kind of the pledge myself, and to you alone. My pledge means it's like going to make the commitment. I pledge, like promise, engagement, and myself like decided to you to take source of refuge alone and follow you alone. I have no other refuge, no other hope than you, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and teachers. With this like kind of the burning convictions, recite the following texts. and like kind of the like burning convictions, very kind of the very strongly devotion, very strong faith, and like this. Then is a control sung deshit zavasam, zalung tili rongjun shongchup sen, ngovo rongjun tuji jungkurla, shongchin himbi par the shaps and churs, and then it's like following the text is like this, and says in the Sungata of the three roots, the true three jewels, in the bodhicitta nature of the channel, energy, and essence, and in the mandala of essential nature, nature expression, and compassionate activity. I take refuge until I reach the heart of the enlightenment. And this is like Jigme Limba's word and direct. This one we need to recite like 100,000 times and the front of the refugee trees. Maybe also you order to very nice refugee like candle trees picture. These days very easy. And to support your meditations. And then it's like to put this tanka or something, and maybe it's like 7 offering bowls. It's quite very easy. Every day you can do offering some clean water, and to make the like kind of the supporting your path, and also you just clean water to offer it. And also this is very much such a benefit accumulation merit, and you offer to this your visualization or in the front of this Buddha Bodhisattva, particularly Buddha Dharma Sangha representative the refugee trees, and this like kind of the Buddha field visualizations. It's a kind of coding that we can to make a lot of accumulation merit, and you can do food, you can offering. And according that you can to do the 7 branch of the offerings, 7 branch of the offerings, and like a kind of the front that if you prestation to them, also is accumulation merit, purification of the your sickness, hindrance, obscurations, and this is the first branch of the offerings. And the second is like you need to offerings, any kind of perspective. Like if you are like kind of very lazy in one biscuit, maybe it's like 1 nut, maybe it's like 1 candle, maybe one is like kind of the sack of the offering bowl, maybe small one. And you just put effort to your body, and this is also like kind of such accumulation merit. This is the second, the branches of the accumulation merit. And then is the front of that. Maybe you put the knee, or maybe you can to crawl to sit front there, and visualize this the field of merit, and you need to confess, to say whatever I done on the negative, on the past, negative activities, and I'm like now I'm confessing front of this like Buddha field of the merit. And also this like you can choose through the 4 powers, and you remember this is like the power of the like support, and then you can to confess from that is the kind of the branch offering of the 4th. And then it's like and also it's like there is front here is all the sentient beings, like included your father and mother, especially your like a kind of a negative forcer or the someone's your enemies, like kind of the disturbers, and everybody's recite the refugee prayers, and everybody's like doing the front of this refuge, you should become very happy, rejoice like this. And this is also like the fifth branch of the accumulation merit. And then is the sixth one is like kind of ask to those refuge trees, and from what you visualize, three Jews, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, or all the deities, the source of refuges, included teachers, ask to teach Dharma, and to ask to them to to make the will of the Dharma, like same as the Buddha Shakyamuni, and we need all the mother of the sentient beings. And also it's like the last one, maybe sixth one is more like kind of to be long life, forever appear that each single sentient being's front, this kind of Buddha Bodhisattvas and Pure Lands up to appear. And seventh one's to dedicate whatever virtues according to this front of your Buddha field merit. Therefore we call the trees of the merit according like this. Then it's very important to, to practice. Here is a little bit, maybe we can to go more. Here in the Sungata of the three roots, the true like kind of the three jewels. It is like we already studied, and the Sungata is like a kind of the like Buddha. The like a kind of the Buddha, we can to say is the three roots. And then it's like here is talking about the true three jewels. And we already studied, this is externally like a kind of the source of refuge, these true three jewels, Buddha, Dharma, Sanghas. And then it's the inner source of the refuges. This is the Sungata of the three roots. Here it says, in the Sungata of the three roots, the true three jewels. Why you say that in the Sungata? In the Sungata means in the three roots, there are included three jewels. For example, we can to say Lama is the Buddha, Yadam is the Dharma, and Dakin is the Sangha. And therefore, it's reality, the truth, for more like kind of absolute truth of the source of refuge is the three root. And therefore, it is the true three jewels are the three roots. Therefore says in the Sungata of the three roots. Then you can to say in the bodhicitta, nature of the channel, energy and expressions. Then in the bodhicitta, as a first you say Sungata. If you say the Sangartan Garbha is the Sangarta's mind. Sangarta is the person, Sangartan Garbha is like kind of what the Buddhas be enlightenment. And like a kind of they rely on the peaceful blessing path, and they go beyond the blissful, which is we call the state of the Sangartangabha. They reach in the Buddha nature. Therefore, it's like a Sangata means it's happiness, go beyond. Blissful and go beyond. What does it mean? Blissful, happy, comfortable, path. Rely on the comfortable peace, blissful path, path of the compassion, path of the wisdoms. Rely on that, go beyond all the sufferings of the two extremes, samsara and nirvana. To realize that Sangartan Garbhase, the heart of the Sungata, you can to say, and that is the heart of the enlightenment, you can to say the bodhicitta. In this bodhicitta inside, there's the nature, channel, energies, and essence. The nature itself, and also it is the essence nature. And also this is a very much, how do you say it, important things. We already like kind of studied quite a different way. What do you call the nature? And nature means is that the really original reality, original of the reality of the mind. It is nature. It is like not depends the cause and conditions. It is not a kind of the passing by the three times. And it's a kind of the extraordinary without a father. It is extraordinary without a mother. It is extraordinary without a cause. It is extraordinary without condition. Therefore, it is extraordinary nature. Nature. And this nature is, and kind of difficult to express. And maybe we think, of course, we say, where is my nature? I can't see it. But then it's like you can't see your mind. That means you are dead, or you are like kind of materials. No. But if you don't see, you cannot to say there's no existence. Nature, it is we have. You realize it or not realize it. Without nature, we never appear to here. We are like kind of become very strange. According to nature, big comes small, small can big. There's not kind of the certainties, no fixations, no exaggerations. Nature is like kind of extraordinary. Itself is a freeze. Itself is no obscuration, no defilement, no kind of the times. It is extraordinary. From that, everything there's expression, existence, kind of coming uninterruptedly. And through that we call the channels, energies, essence. In the bodhicitta of the nature, you can say, nature of the bodhicittas consist channel, energy, essence. Like kind of the inseparability, and also it's like a kind of the unificationly channel, energy, essence. Channel is like there's a different channel, there's different energy, there's different kind of the essence. And like we can to say is, particularly in the Vajrayana's tradition, and taking refuge in the nature, channel, energy, and essence. And this is like kind of the specifically in the Vajrayanas, Vajra essence traditions, is referring to the fact that through the like kind of the gross causal channel, energy and essence, that is at the moment ourself, our like kind of rough causal channel. Do you have channel? Yeah, yes, I have channel. This is channel, channel. Do you have energy? Yes, I'm a breath. And do you have essence? Yes, I have liquid in everywhere in my body. That three things are built in this body, to holding in this body, and these three are the impossible things for the body inside. That is we call the like kind of gross causal channel, energy and essence. And this is like kind of the intrinsically, this our gross causal, this channel, energy, essence are pure, same as the nature. They are not fully manifested at the moment, and this causal, our like kind of gross causal channel, energy and essence, it as like a kind of the nature is, there are the pure aspect, and like a kind of the wherever piece of the milk is, there is the butter automatically, naturally. And maybe you say someone already took the butter, then they left milk. This is different. You just can't say possible. But when it's come the milkers, at that moment, there is butter. Like it doesn't matter channel or energy and the essence. Itself is like intrinsically, inherently, it is pure. They are like kind of the not yet fully manifested. And therefore, in the like kind of the, particularly in the Mahayana's tradition, the object which we go to refuge is the wisdom deities. Wisdom deities. Wisdom deities is the representative of the intrinsic nature, channel, energy, essence. And then it's like in this perspective, maybe it's not really necessary, but we hear it's like kind of samaya sava. There's a true like kind of wisdom or sava. Samaya sava, janana sava says. Janana sava is the wisdom sava says. In the front of your deities, all of them is maybe your representative of the like a intrinsic nature of the channel, energy and essences. Like kind of they are manifested from you and the front of the space. But if you really too serious to take refuge in the Vajrayanas, Vajra essence traditions, you is like kind of yourself as deities, take source of refuges, because this causal growth, the channel and the energy essence are in your body, then the inherently or the intrinsic nature of these three things, channel, energy, and essence, is in you. You need to make manifested that. That is the Jnana Savas. As yourself sometime to take the Samaya Savat, but also yourself is the Jnana Sava. Through this growth of channel, energy, essences, you kind of the press and like kind of the to focus on it, you make it manifest your inner, your Jnana Sava, which is the intrinsic nature of the channel, essence, energies. This one's like kind of this gross, rough channel energy bindu is melted into the itself. It's become the itself is the intrinsic nature. These three things: channel, energy, and essence. And then yourself is become the Buddha. Therefore we say why we are taking refuge in the nature of the channel, energy, and essence. I want to stop 15 minutes. We can continue later to talk about channels. I think you know us very well. Why am I talking? Because my mouth is like radio. I'm talkative. Sorry.